After losing billions in aircraft and hardware, is Trump now turning to cheaper Ukrainian drone tech just to plug the gaps in America's battered Iran war defenses? With Iran rearming and signaling a renewed war, the US rushes counter-drone deployment in a desperate scramble to keep up? Washington leans on war-battered Ukraine to help secure a key Gulf air base from Iranian drones and missiles? By betting on Zelensky's Sky Fortress system after Iran shredded US assets in Saudi Arabia, is Trump being forced to adapt to cheap drone warfare? The United States has deployed Ukrainian counter-drone technology at a key air base in Saudi Arabia in recent weeks, according to Reuters and other reports. The system installed at Prince Sultan Air Base is Ukraine's SkyMap command and control platform, designed to manage aerial threat detection and response. SkyMap was developed with support from Ukraine's military innovation unit Brave One, which funded its evolution from a sensor network into a full command platform. The system helps detect incoming drones and coordinate counterattacks using interceptor drones and other weapons, based on integrated threat data. It integrates radar feeds and other sensor inputs to track aerial threats in real time through an interactive digital operations picture. The platform is battle-tested, having been used extensively against Iranian-designed Shahed drones in Ukraine's war with Russia. Ukrainian military personnel have arrived at Prince Sultan Air Base to train US forces on operating the SkyMap system and interpreting its data. The deployment is aimed at countering repeated drone attacks that have damaged US assets and killed American personnel at the base. Prince Sultan Air Base, a major US hub in Saudi Arabia, lies roughly 640 kilometers from Iran and has been hit by multiple drone and missile strikes. Recent Iranian attacks there destroyed US aircraft, damaged infrastructure, and killed at least one service member, according to media and defense sources. An E-3 AWACS surveillance aircraft was destroyed in a major drone attack on March 27, highlighting the vulnerability of high-value assets on the ground. Iranian strikes also severely damaged or destroyed multiple KC-135 refueling tankers in earlier waves of attacks on the base. In one incident, a radar support tent associated with the THAAD missile defense system was reportedly destroyed by incoming drones. Analysts say the decision to bring in SkyMap underscores serious gaps in existing US air and missile defense systems against low-cost drone swarms and loitering munitions. The deployment comes shortly after the Pentagon earmarked about $350 million to enhance counter-drone capabilities across US forces and key overseas bases. Ukrainian minesweepers may join a joint mission to restore safe shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, according to reports citing Ukrainian and Western defense sources. 4 Ukrainian minesweepers are currently stationed in Portsmouth, England, defense reports said on April 22. This contingent includes 2 British-built Sandown-class vessels, Chernihiv and Cherkasy, which were formerly part of the Royal Navy. It also includes 2 Orkma-class minesweepers, Mariupol and Melitopol, transferred from Belgium and the Netherlands. Another vessel, Henichesk, is scheduled to be transferred to Ukraine by the Netherlands in June 2026, expanding Kiev's mine countermeasures fleet. Ukrainian naval officers are set to attend a multinational military planning summit at the UK's permanent joint headquarters in London soon. During that meeting, the Ukrainian side is expected to declare its readiness to deploy the ships to the Strait of Hormuz once conditions allow. Under the proposal, the ships would join a UK-French-led mission after hostilities between the United States and Iran have ended. In addition to deploying ships, Ukraine is also considering supporting its allies around Hormuz in other ways. This includes sending maritime drones and counter-drone equipment to help protect commercial shipping from attack. Recently, President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine could join international initiatives to ensure security in the Strait of Hormuz. Zelensky added that such participation could include the use of maritime surface drones to escort convoys through the strait. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps attacked a 3rd ship on April 22 in the Strait of Hormuz, Iranian media reported, escalating tensions in the strategic waterway. The attacked vessel was identified as the Euphoria, according to New News, Fars, and Mehr, which all reported the IRGC strike on the ship. Iranian reports said the Euphoria had become stranded on the Iranian coast, without elaborating on the exact circumstances or damage. The IRGC also separately attacked and seized 2 other vessels, MSC Francesca and the Epaminondas, in the same area. The Guard said that the violating ships Epaminondas and the Israel-linked MSC Francesca had endangered maritime security in the Strait of Hormuz. According to the IRGC, both ships were operating without the necessary permits and had tampered with their navigation systems, which it described as a threat to navigational safety. These incidents came just after Trump, on April 21st, extended the truce with Iran but refused to lift the US blockade around Hormuz, keeping naval pressure in place despite the attacks. The first Iranian reaction on April 22 to the US ceasefire extension was sharply critical, with Tehran signaling that it views the move as more tactical than substantive. A senior advisor to the Speaker of Iran's parliament issued an outright dismissal of the US decision, arguing that Washington should not portray the extension as a diplomatic concession. Mahdi Mohammadi, an aide to Iran's lead negotiator in the Pakistan-mediated talks, publicly warned the US that the truce extension would not alter the underlying power dynamics. Mohammadi stated that the extension means nothing and stressed that it does not change the ground situation, where the US blockade on Iranian ports remains in place. Mahdi Mohammadi said, and I quote, "Trump's ceasefire extension means nothing. The losing side cannot dictate terms. The continuation of the siege is no different from bombardment and must be met with a military response. Moreover, Trump's ceasefire extension is certainly a ploy to buy time for a surprise strike. The time for Iran to take the initiative has come." Unquote. Additionally, Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, Amir Said Irvani, revealed Iran's core red line in an interview with the Tasnim news agency. Irvani said Iran is ready to negotiate, but only after the United States ends its naval blockade on Iranian ports, positioning the lifting of the siege as a necessary first step. He described the US blockade as a direct violation of the existing ceasefire agreement, framing it as an act of economic warfare rather than a legitimate enforcement measure. According to Irvani, Iran has already communicated this condition clearly to US officials through diplomatic channels, leaving no ambiguity about Tehran's minimum demand. The Iranian envoy hinted that once the blockade is fully lifted, talks could swiftly resume, possibly in a neutral venue such as Istanbul. Irvani also suggested there are signals that the United States might be considering some easing of the blockade.